So here we are today. Welcome to Walls Home Improvements LLC. My name is Jarrett. I am the owner and basically the one-man crew of this organization right now, trying to get it started and up off of the ground. Today we are working on building some cabinet drawer shelves, essentially some pull-out shelves. So with the cost of lumber right now, I had to make a little bit of a choice, as I have an entire kitchen to build and many drawers to build. As of today, I have about 18 drawer shelves to build. So I only had X amount of money on me at the time, so we're gonna try to see how many we can get out of the material here. I have got some 1x8 by 8 foot select pine. I didn't go common, don't judge. I would have used poplar, maple, or birch, but at my local Lowe's, it just wasn't in the budget right now. And instead of going 1/4 inch plywood for the bottoms, I know my mother-in-law, she likes to overdo and overstuff her shelves. So we went with a half inch veneer wood. So we're gonna get everything cut, start getting some pieces together, and I look forward to building these together with you through your viewing. I was kindly blessed enough today to be privileged to work in a garage. My aunt was, nice enough to allow me to use her space so that I didn't need to travel all the way to Adrian, which is an hour away from me, to start building these shelves. So right now what we're doing here is we've got our Bosch router table and our Bosch router, and I'm getting it taken apart right now from a previous project of ours. And I'm going to go ahead and get our Bosch half-inch straight mortising bit applied inside to create the grooves for the plywood to rest in for the bottoms of the shelves. So stay tuned as we get that set up, and thank you so far for continuing to view if you've made it this far. So here we are, welcome back. We got our boards cut down to size. We've got our sides here. Fronts and our backs, which we're gonna cut down, rip down, whatever you wanna say. 2 3/4 for the front, 6 1/4 for the back. So we'll get that set up. But right now, I've got 2 already set up for 7 inches, because that's gonna be the total height of our drawer shelves. So let's go ahead and we'll get the rest of this stuff ripped on down, and we'll continue on to the next process. As you can see, I don't have the most efficient setups right now, but we're working towards it. So you use what you got until you can upgrade or get some better equipment. So on that note, I'm just working with my typical Cobalt table saw that I was gifted about 5-6 years ago now from my wife. So the saw stand, well, it was pretty flimsy. And using it in my shop, which is a gravel garage driveway in a sense, caused a little bit of wear and tear on it, as I'd say. So we've got all of our 7-inch sides ripped. Now we're gonna go ahead and get it ready for our 2 3/4 and then our 6 1/4 for the backing. So stay tuned. Thank you. All right, so here we are. We've got our 6-inch pieces for the back side of our sides, which I'm going to come about 6 inches, 7 inches or so, and come up 2 3/4 of an inch for when we rip our faces. And those are going to be this piece right here. So see, I've got the table saw set up at 2 3/4, and to even double check that, I got my little waste block here, my little tester to be sure. And as you can see, trying to get it there, we are good at 2 3/4. Hold on, let me make this a little better, because it didn't look like I was set right. But I can swear I can read a tape. May not do all things right, but that's one thing I like to say I do pretty decent at, is reading that tape measure. So here I am down on my knees at my table saw, got the setup, finally got the router table set up, which I found all the attachments in my spider-infested garage. Don't judge me, that's my bigaboo. As said on Step Brothers, that's one of my bigaboos. No arachnids. So let's go ahead and get these ripped up, and then we will go forward with the process and hit the router table. Sorry about that. Once again, working on the ground. A lot of noises. But let's get these ripped up. So now we got 2 for that. And we've got our 4 sides and our 2 backers. So 2 boards, 2 shelves. So we'll go through and get them through the router table. Sorry, sometimes trying to talk out loud and think at the same time. If you're like me, which you very well might not be like me, but I'm a kind of rabbity, so that's why they nicknamed me Rabbit when I was in the Union. Hippity hoppity all over the place. So now it's time to go through with the router table. Let's get you guys propped up, all right, so you can see the process here. So I've got our router table all set up. I've gone through and tested the depth of what I want the plywood to sit in, and also the distance. So I want it to be a 1/2 inch. Ooh, I am a little off on that. So that's why we measure twice, cut once. When you're dealing with other people's materials, you ain't got really all that much to play with. You want to be sure to not waste product. To be as efficient as possible. So we'll go through, turn this guy on, and give it a go. And I'm silly. I went a little too much. There we have it. A little bit of adjustments. You go ahead and get your... It's always difficult with tape measure sometimes. See right there? No. let me just turn this off because I'm looking like a fool. So here we are back at it. Made that slight little adjustment. But that's why you always check before you go and use your stock that you want to build with. As you can see there, we are pretty good on that 1/2 inch now. So I'm going to go ahead and rip the fronts and rip the sides. And then after that, I'm going to cut the little slot, kind of bevelish design on the ends to line it all up. And you'll see what I'm kind of talking about when we go to put it together. Now, what I was doing was I realized I didn't like it with them smaller rips. So I just went ahead and got that guard out of my way, as I can easily just push it through without having my fingers so close underneath there. So here we go. All right, we are finally ready to start getting these pieces squared away. So here we go. Router table is all set up, ready to go. You know what? I'm going to just take this off. Nice, smooth, clean cut. Number 1. Number 2. Now, for most of you, which probably don't know, but my story is I was a union carpenter for about 7-8 years, and my trade was concrete formwork. Now, in concrete formwork, we don't do any of this pretty stuff like this. So, in essence, I've done some shop classes in my apprenticeship, and that's really where I really grew to find my passion in woodworking, as I just so happen to have my very first project that I had ever built here with me. This is just a little wooden toolbox. It's got some drawers, bandsaws, some Punisher skulls for the end caps of this handrail, for the handle. Handrail, I'm silly. And put some trimming pieces on the top to kind of seal off that end grain. All my professionalism and terminologies may not always be correct, but I am learning as I am new to this field, and I look forward to continue to learn and possibly even learn together. So if people have any sort of tips or tricks for me, I am all ears, as I just enjoy the process of woodworking. So stay tuned and we'll continue on with this project. All right, so we've got everything kind of cleaned up, kind of picked the shop up just a little bit, got some sawdust pile there. But so what we're doing here for our next step is we measured up 2 3/4 so that will match up like so, and that will carry from here. I came 7 inches off the back side, so we're gonna go ahead and get this angle cut right here. So that way it's got a nice little curvature to it and a little bit higher shelving in the back of it so that things don't go ahead and fall off. So let's figure out a way of getting that cut, most likely a jig, and we'll go ahead and start assembling. We can get some final numbers for our bottoms, so that way we're all nice and square, and then that way we can put our bottoms in, nail it in, call it a day. We'll have 2 shelves out of, what was that final number? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. 15. And that's just one row of the cabinets. So we have plenty more work to do and plenty more figuring all these steps out. So then that way, by the end of this, Walls Home Improvements can come into your home and make you some drawer sliding shelves. All right, welcome back. As you can see, got the garage light on here. So we have finally got a few of our drawer slide shelves here, built, ready to go. I've got the first piece of plywood cut and ready to go. As you see, it's the nice veneer, 1/2 inch. Let's see how she goes in. Get her lined up.
Like butter.
Like a piece of butter with a knife. And that's what we like to see. So let's take a look at it real quick. Show you guys the end result. Don't mind that. That'll be sanded down. It's gonna look real nice when it's done. Don't judge. But as you can tell, whoop, whoop, we got a nice big, nice drawer shelf here. So ready for slides and ready for install. Next, we'll put some glue, a little bit of nails in through the sides there. She's gonna hold real nice.
Golden.
I believe the client's gonna be very happy with the end result. Thanks for watching.